Today on What It's Like, 1939 Plymouth P8 four-door convertible sedan. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like. This channel, we feature the classics, vintage, some exotics, lots of orphan cars, and cars that tend to get looked over. Dive in deep with specs, period correct ads, button switches and knobs, and most importantly, we show what these cars are like. If that sounds like a channel that you will totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. This 1939 Plymouth P8 four-door convertible sedan is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania, which isn't a museum per se, but is the largest automotive consignment dealership in the northeastern region of the US of A, with over 850 cars for sale when recording this episode. And get this, it doesn't cost anything to get in, and anybody can go there. For more information, pricing, and pictures pertaining to this very car, click the link below after the show. 1939 Plymouth model lineup consisted of 3 car series that were on offer. The P7 Road King was in the basement, followed by the P8 Deluxe, both of which rode a 114-inch wheelbase. They also offered a commercial car series, the PT81, and it rode a longer wheelbase of 116 inches. 1939 was a big year for Plymouth, marking the 3rd millionth car produced. It was technically in August of 1938 at the end of the 38 production run. Another fun fact was in 1939, Lucille Ball toured the 1939 New York World's Fair in a 4-door convertible sedan. 1939 Plymouth P8 could be had as a 2-door touring sedan, 4-door touring sedan, 2-door coupe, 4-door sedan, 2-door sedan, 2-door rumble seat coupe, 4-door 7-passenger sedan, 2-door convertible, and 4-door sedan convertible. All right, let's compare 38 to 39. 38 on top, 39 on the bottom, starting in the front. The 39 was facelifted, and it looks like a different design until you take a closer look at it. The fenders, they share the same profile. The nose of the car is completely different. Different headlight placement. They are relocated to the front of the fenders and are rectangular now. I know we are comparing a sedan and a convertible, but 38 didn't have this model. The bumpers are totally different. Moving to the side profile, interesting. Notice the doors on the 38 are suicide doors, but on the 39, they went to a more conventional door opening layout, but it's only seen on the sedan convertible, whereas the suicide doors or coach doors are on the regular 4-door sedan. Just check that out. But the overall shape is the same. Even has the same fender lines, rear and rear quarter section. The gas filler is on the driver's side on the 39. It also has a 3rd center brake light, which from previous comments is the only brake light. The side lights are for the turn signals only. And notice they are smaller on the 39 and more flush with the fenders on the 39 than the 38. Dash region of these 2 cars are completely different, from the steering wheel to the gauge placement. The 39 gauges are directly in front of the driver, whereas the 38 are more in the center. Which one do you like better? In the comment section below. Let's talk specs. It rides a 117-inch wheelbase. It's 3 inches longer than the other Plymouths, bodied by Murray. Price, $1,150, which is equivalent to you spending $24,751.47 in the year 2023. It's also worth mentioning this was the most expensive Plymouth on offer for 1939. Total 1939 Plymouth production was 423,850 units, of which total 1939 P8 was 309,198 units. Of that number, convertible sedans was 387, making this a pretty rare car. Moving on to engine. Only one engine on offer for the convertible sedan, 201 cubic inch displacement, flathead 6, 3.3 liters. It's good for 82 horsepower, 3,600 RPM, 145 pound-feet of torque at 1,200 RPM, with a compression rating of 6.7 to 1, and it features 4 main bearings, coupled to a 3-speed manual transmission. Options and accessories, not getting into all of them, but feel free to pause the video and check them out if you wish. Here are a few that stood out to me. Fuel tank locking cap, sun visor vanity case, spotlight, visor vanity mirror. Let's talk styling. So just check out all of this. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Look, these are rectangular headlights. How cool is that? I love the way that this comes in here like this. It comes to a pronounced point here. Also, check out this one's got some pedigree. Love the hood ornament. Notice the hood doesn't go all the way to the nose. It stops right here. Look at how smooth these fenders are. There isn't a crease anywhere on them. They're just smooth. Check out the running board situation. Here's my foot for reference. I wear a size 12 shoe. And it's wider here than it is back there. It's the hinge placement. This one has a passenger side mirror and wing windows. Interesting conundrum here. So the windows are up, but there's a space here. I don't know if there's something that's supposed to come down like a canvas piece. Very interesting. This one's a 4-door convertible. Now notice it doesn't have gravel guards, but look at this line here that comes off and then comes up over the fender. It's kind of like outlining the fender. It's very cool. And just like the front fenders, these ones are smooth as well. They don't have a line anywhere. Teardrop tail lights, and it's got two, one on each side. While we're back here, let's get in the trunk. So just check out the trunk situation. It's got a nice shelf with a spare tire, full-size spare. So after examining this a little bit more, there is a cord, so this is an actual light back here. Check out the bumper situation. I love the pinstriping. That's real glass. Convertible top with real glass. Getting inside the driver's door, notice it will go 90 degrees. It's got an armrest as well as door handle to pull the door shut. Door handle to get out. Window crank for the big window. Wing windows. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, emergency brake there or hand brake, high beam switch, clutch brake gas pedal. Just take a look at this interior. Here's what over the hood looks like. I love the over the hood impression of this car. It looks absolutely incredible. Here's what first person over the hood looks like. Lots of space underneath the steering wheel. On to the button switches and knobs. Starting on the left hand side, moving right, wipers, headlights, panel lights, hand throttle, turn signals, gasoline gauge, amp meter, high beam indicator, speedometer with odometer inside of it. Look at the speedometer needle and how it spins. It has that light that comes on whenever you go past a certain speed that you set. Oil pressure, coolant temperature, choke, key, lighter, vertical radio, fog lights, and clock. Up above, sun visors, and they operate much like the Cadillacs did. They're kind of like on this clothesline. Look at the convertible top mechanism. That's really cool. There's that. On to the glove box test. Here is our test subject. Here's my hand for reference. Here's our glove box in question, and just notice the clock is on the face of the glove box. The glove box lock is up here, not even associated with the glove box door. It's mounted on the top of the dashboard instead. That's very interesting. Spring loaded. It is a huge glove box, but that clock mechanism is kind of big. I don't know. It will fit inside there. I'm just afraid that I don't want to lose my camera in there. But it will definitely fit. Before getting into the rear, check out how this handle is designed. So the door panels are really basic, but just know the door opens a full 90 degrees. Doesn't have an armrest. This feels like leather because it's a convertible and it would have only the finest materials. This is how the window operates. It just goes straight down. Notice it's all trimmed out too. That's how much space there is in the back seat. Here's what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a gander at the greenhouse real quick. As in pillar to glass ratio. It doesn't start getting into like a cave until you get to about this point, because that is a very thick piece of material that's covering up that. And like I said, this is a convertible top, so you can have as much greenhouse as you want. That is what the visibility looks like out the backlight. I got tons of space. That's how much space there is between my knee. Coming to the under the hood section. So this hood opens very, very weird. You think that this whole piece is going to lift up, but it doesn't work like that. It's only this piece here. And the hood is extremely light, just like the 40 DeSoto. It's actually pretty much identical to the 40 DeSoto, but this one it doesn't feel nearly as flimsy, and I think the reason is because it doesn't go into the nose part. It's a smaller region. But just look at how far down that engine sits. It would be really hard to work on this because it just sits so far down inside there. Oil bath air cleaner. This looks like a shutoff valve for a gasoline. It's got two big horns up on top. Radiator. Coming to the other side, it's the same thing. Pull up on it like this, and then that releases it. See that bar? When it gets to that point there, it catches so that it stays up. Oil filter there. Generator. Flathead 6. Starters right there. It looks like you could almost change the starter from on top of the engine in this car. On the positive side, built solid. Sedan convertibles are rare, with only 387 being made. Tons of space, large glove box. On the cons, engine is mounted so low inside of this car that it would be really hard to work on, especially if you're short. Parts, especially trim parts, may be hard to find. It might be a bit underpowered. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. Beef or chicken, paper or plastic, power steering or manual steering. Two scenarios. Would you rather have a 1939 Plymouth P8 or a 1939 Ford or 1939 Chevy? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. Feel free to pause if it's not enough time. Second scenario, completely random. 1967 Ford Mustang or 1967 Firebird or 1967 Camaro. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to give me the correct name of the band and song title will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below, or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have Facebook and would like to talk to me one-on-one, shoot me an email. All of that information will be linked in the description below. Just know I appreciate all of the support, and until next time, here are some scenes for our next episode. I love showing scenes for our next episode. Unfortunately, I haven't shot our next episode yet. It's going to be airing Thursday at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a this versus that episode. So tune in for that on Thursday at 4:30. Hope to see you then. Until then, toodaloo!